Vikings Valhalla is the most recent spin-off to the Viking series, and fans are loving it. Though the series is still in its infancy, there have been some Easter eggs that fans should look out for, and we have one of the biggest ones today to talk about. So, what is happening? Well, stay tuned to today's video as we are going to discuss Vikings Valhalla secrets and Easter eggs fans need to see. First up, we have the meaning behind Freydis' sword and its engraved writing in Vikings Valhalla. Since the first 8 episodes of this new series dropped back in February of 2022, fans have been asking some questions. They have been delving into the show, trying to find Easter eggs at every corner. Whilst this show doesn't have a whole lot of them, there is one pretty big one that fans are figuring out and talking about right now. The biggest one is the meaning behind Freydis' sword. During the massive fight scene between Freydis and Care, a special sword makes its appearance. The sword was given to her by the priests of Uppsala during her visit to them. The sword is engraved with Keeper of the Faith engraved onto it. Viewers have been keen to find out the origin of the blade and what the engraving truly means. From what we can tell, these Easter eggs mean nothing and were just designed in the prop department. It's sad to see, but fans might just be looking too deep into this show. In terms of some backstory to these characters, Freydis is the main one to talk about. She's the sister of Leif Erikson, who the show dramatized into a different character from his historical counterpart. She seeks revenge on a Christian Viking for an attack on her that injured her years prior. She's on a mission of revenge in this series, and it's really interesting to see it play out on the screen. What do you think about this? Let us know down in the comment section below on what other Easter eggs might have been found in the series. And now, onto some other Vikings Valhalla and television news. And now, how accurate is Vikings Valhalla? The original Vikings series was pretty historically accurate, with some discrepancies here and there. The fan base got over it because they really didn't care all that much. They just wanted to see some cool Viking stuff with a great story, and that is what they got in the end. Now that the spin-off series has come to Netflix, fans are wondering what is actually accurate about this series. According to RadioTimes.com, like Vikings before it, the new series tells a fictionalized story based on real events, this time focusing on the aftermath of the St. Brice Day Massacre, which saw King Aethelred the Unsteady of England order the mass killings of the Danes in 1002. The story takes several real-life Vikings, who we know to have existed, and places them at the center of the drama as they join forces to take revenge on England, all the while fighting their own religious war, with the Vikings fiercely split between the factions of Christian converts and traditional pagans. The background of this brand new show is true to historical record. The massacre we follow was a real event, and the battles that take place because of it are all based on factual evidence that we have right now. The tensions between the Christians and the pagan Vikings are even a very true thing that was the catalyst for many events that the show might deal with down the line. Even though all of this is true, there are many things that the show takes liberties on to make the story better. There was no evidence that Leif Erikson and Harald Hardrada ever met one another, but the showrunners had a great way of explaining things. They felt like this could have happened, and that the writers went into detail about other aspects to make this one seem more real. They took liberties on this, but kept events surrounding it more historically accurate to make up for it. What, say, Leif Erikson may have been going through at that particular time would have been vastly different from what Harald Sigurdsson would have been going through. And I think that the combination of those two creates a really interesting, what if they had known each other? How could that work? Well, once you sort of get over certain hurdles and you start to put them together, then it can work. They seem to have some amazing historical researchers on their team to make sure things are going smoothly. Even though they obviously take liberties with these fictional people by turning them into television characters, these historical researchers make sure things are as real as possible. Everything goes through a filter in order to keep things smooth. Sometimes things get uncomfortable because these researchers know these people and know how they would have acted. However, they love the gray area the show is set in. They can do what they want in some respects, especially the actors. Many of the other characters in the series are completely fictional, but the actors themselves still researched how these people could have lived if they were real. The great thing about this show is that even though many of its characters are fake, they are still historically accurate to the times. Just because these people weren't recorded and picked up on by historians doesn't mean that someone like this couldn't have lived. These are real people in these times, so creating a character out of that is a pretty cool thing. It brings more life to the times and brings everyday people from that era into a heavily recorded conflict for the history books. What do you think about this? Let us know down in the comment section below. Next, we have The Flash has been renewed. Will that show ever end? The Flash has been going strong for 7 seasons now. We are currently in the middle of its 8th season with a new storyline about to start airing very soon. And fans have been wondering for a long time just how long The Flash will go on for. The first series in the Arrowverse, Arrow, lasted for 8 seasons. Its final season was caught up in the massive crossover event Crisis on Infinite Earths, though we also got that final season dedicated to its end. It's not like the series was cut off like many others. Even shows like Supergirl that have ended recently had a real ending and a wrap-up season for their characters. Now that The Flash has been renewed for its 9th season, we're hoping that season 10 will be its last. Not because the show is awful or anything, it's because it makes so much sense. Season 9 was announced without the CW stating that it would be its final season, so we know another one is coming after that. And for The Flash's story to have a great resolution, season 10 makes sense. Even if it's just a 9-episode season, similar to Arrow, it would fit very well. So why does this make so much sense? Well, it's because of what the show has been setting up since the beginning. The Flash vanishing in Crisis during 2024 has been part of the show since its first season, though many believe that this story was concluded in Crisis as another Flash met his end during that event, but our Barry needs to meet his fate. The big theory right now is that during the final season of The Flash, we are going to get a loop of sorts. We need to meet the original Reverse Flash who killed Barry's mother and became Harrison Wells. We have had a Reverse Flash for a long time now, but the original hasn't appeared yet. The one who started it all hasn't appeared before Barry. That is what needs to happen for this story to end. This will lead to their fated engagement, where they head back in time to fight before Barry and his mother. Fans are hoping that the show follows the comic book storyline where Barry becomes the lightning bolt that gives him his powers in 2014. This would be a perfect ending to the show, and it would create a loop. What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, Moon Knight's reception. Moon Knight has finally begun airing on Disney Plus, and so far has some great reviews. At the time of this video, 2 episodes of this series have been released, and it's going well. The character is super interesting, and Oscar Isaac plays him so well. Moon Knight is a character with multiple personalities and different superhero aliases. So far, 2 of each have shown up, and they are done so well. The story is just beginning, and it's getting very interesting with the slow reveal of it all. Compared to other Disney Plus shows as well, it's pretty violent. It's much more akin to Daredevil rather than Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's even been placed in the same section as Daredevil now that the Netflix shows are on Disney Plus. Let us know what you think down in the comment section below. And that's the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comment section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like this video, comment down below, and of course subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye now.